Okay, so we have over the summer, Alyssa worked and saved $3,600 to use when she goes to college in the fall. Alyssa plans to take $300 each month from this savings account to pay for some of her college expenses. So it says create a graph, but we're going to kind of look at the word problem and see how can I make an equation very quickly. Because if I can make a y equals equation, then I can use my calculator to help me sketch the graph. I can also have a table of values from my calculator. So remember, to make an equation, we need a slope and we need a y-intercept. And remember, that y-intercept is the initial value, the starting point. Where is my graph line going to start? And then slope, I'm looking for two rates of change, okay? Two different units of measurement. So, do we know the slope? Oh, look right here, $300 each month. Now you're looking for those keywords, each or per, for your slope. And I have dollars, there's one unit of measurement, and months, there's two units of measurement. So that's telling me that is two rates. So we have dollars, months, which tells me there are two rates, which means that's my slope. Okay, so I know that my m is going to be 300. I just have to figure out if it's positive or negative 300. And then 3,600, would that sound like a starting amount? If she's going to college and she's going to take from her savings, yes, this is her starting amount. This is her initial value. That's what's starting in her savings account. And then she's going to take 300 each month from the savings. Okay, so let me ask you this. Does it sound like her 300 is a positive slope or a negative slope? If you're taking money out of your account, are you adding to it or subtracting? Hopefully you say subtracting. So I now know that my equation is y equals negative 300x minus or plus $3,600 because you're starting with a positive balance. Okay. All right. So now I know that my graph line is going to be taking means that your slope is negative, which means your graph line slants down. So I know somewhere in this picture my graph line is going to slant down. I'm not going to sketch that out because I've got an equation and now I can use my calculator to help me figure it out. So I'm going to go straight to the questions and answer those. So what is the y-intercept of the function? Remember, that is the starting value. What did she start with? What did Alyssa start with? That's what a y-intercept really is. It's your starting value. What does she start with? How much? $3,600. So the y-intercept point would be up here. This would be $3,600, and that's where your graph line would start, and it would go down, slant downward from there. So the y-intercept is 0, 3,600. Because remember, when x is 0 when you have a y-intercept. So what does this point really mean? Well, it means that Alyssa starts college with $3,600 in her account. In her savings. She has spent no money yet, guys. There's lots of ways to say that. Okay? Before Alyssa starts paying for college expenses, she has $3,600 in her account. There's lots of ways that you could say how much money Alyssa has to start college with. Okay? This is just one way that I chose to write the sentence. All right, let's look at part C. What is the slope of the function? And what does it represent in the problem? So remember, slope, I need 2 units of measurement. 2 units of measurement. Well, if we have our equation, we know our slope. Go back to your equation. Which number is the slope? Well, it can't be 3,600 because that's where we're starting. So I got to find x. Here we go. It's minus 300. What does that minus 300 mean over here? How do we know to put minus 300 here? We knew that she was taking out $300 every month. That's her slope. So m is equal to 300. And what does it mean? It means that Alyssa will use or take $300 from her account every month, from her savings, each month. to use at college. What is she going to use it on? I don't know. Books, tuition, maybe it's rent, maybe it's to pay for her meals. Just whatever she is spending at college, she's going to use $300 every month, and that's her slope. Okay, what is the x-intercept? Now remember, x-intercept, that's when y is 0. So basically, when is she going to run out of money? How many months is that going to be? Okay, well, I'm going to use my calculator because now I have an equation. I can type my equation in, negative 300x minus 3600, and I'm going to go to my table. And I want y to be 0. Oh, wait, I've got to do plus 3600. Whew, there we go. Sure, I copied incorrectly. There we go. So I want to see, when is y going to be 0? Oh, there it is. It's 0 when x is 12. So my x-intercept is at 12, 0. And what does that mean? Well, if x are the number of months and y is the number of money, it's going to say Alyssa will spend her savings, spend all of her savings after 12 months. So she will be in college for about a year when her savings runs out. So she may need to budget better in the future. But that's how you find the x-intercept, and that's how you explain what it means. You have to use the units of measurement for your x and your y values.